Hello again. Just like every other type of formula that we will learn, and we've already learned, they do need to be able to work with real world problems. So we're going to go over, I believe there's 4 word problems that we're going to do, and then I'll leave you with one to do for after you finish. So let's look at this first one. The first one says the Miller family leaves a 20% tip on a $45 dinner bill. How much is the tip? Well, it's very important that you underline or highlight words or numbers that are important. So let's do that with this. First of all, let's see if I can make this any brighter. Let's do it, okay. A 20% tip on a $45 bill. So we have to figure out where are these going to go? Where are these two numbers going to go in our problem over here, in our formula? Remember I told you guys if you know 2 of the parts of the formula, then you can always figure out the third part because we always know that 100 goes at the bottom. So first of all, it says the Miller family leaves a 20% tip, okay? So they're trying to figure out how much is this tip. So 20% would be our percentage. So we're going to put 20 over 100. We have to decide, is this $45, is it a part or is it a whole? Well, we're doing a 20% tip on a whole dinner bill, and we're trying to figure out how much that tip will be. So that $45 is the whole, because that's the price of the total bill. The total dinner bill. That's our total dinner bill, okay? So we're going to put our X here, and then we're going to cross multiply, and then we're going to divide. So we're doing our cross product here. So 20 times 45 is 900 equals 100x. 100x. So how do we solve for our for our x here? Remember, this is a multiplication equation, and it contains a variable. And to solve for that variable, we need to do the opposite operation. The opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide by 100 here, divide by 100 here. Remember that 100 divided by 100 gives you 1. So that gives you 1x equals, we have zeros. We have 2 zeros in our 100. We have 2 zeros in our 900. So it becomes 9 over 1. So our answer is 9. Is our answer just 9? No, because it's asking us how much is the tip. And we're doing this in dollars. So our tip, excuse me, let me erase that, make that a little bit better here. Our tip equals $9. Okay? So that's how you would work the first problem. Let me go to our next problem. Here's our next one. Make sure we have it set up right here. It's a percent of a number again. And let's read our word problem. The price of a suitcase is $48.50, is raised 20%. Our key word here is raised. What does raised mean? Does that mean that we're adding, or does that mean we're subtracting? Does that mean we're dividing or multiplying? Well, in this case, it means that we're going to raise meat. Okay? So, once again, let's set up our problem. We know that it is raised 20%. At this point, it's 20%. And we put 20 over 100 equals, and our total is 48.50. So here's our x, and to solve for x, once again, we have to cross multiply and then divide. So 20 times $48.50. So $48.50 times 20 is going to equal 970. 970. Okay? So we have 970 equals 100x. Remember, we divide by 100 on both sides. That gives us x equals, there are two zeros, so that means we're going to go 1, 2, $9.70. So if that means we're raising this $48.50, that means we're adding, we would take $48.50 plus $9.70. If we add that together, we have 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 7 is 12. Put my 2 down, carry my 1. 9, 10, 18, carry my 1. Our answer would be $58.20. This is our total. That's how much the new total would be. That's our new total. Now, some of you may look at this and go, well, Miss Jones, we could have done that a different way, and you could have. I just didn't want to confuse those of you who may not understand this. Since we're raising it by 20%, we could have done, let me do this in a different color, we could have said 120 over 100 equals x over 48.5. We could have done it this way, and we would have gotten 5,820 equals 100x, and you divide that by 100, divide by 100, and you would have gotten 5820, which is the same answer that we got over here. But I didn't want to confuse you. So for those of you who understand this, great. If you don't, just do it this way. Either way is fine. Either way is fine. So let's go to our next question. I have another question here. Percent of a number, okay? The cost of a pair of shoes is $28. That's our first number. And it is discounted by 35%. Find the new cost. Boys and girls, this word is discounted. Our last one was raised. This one is discounted. If raised means add, what do you think discount means? It means subtract. Okay? So I'm going to do it one way, and then I'm going to show you how to do it another way. Okay? So first of all, our percent is 35% over 100 equals x over 28. Once again, we do our cross products, and 35 times 28 equals 980 equals 100x. We divide by 100, and that gives us x equals, there's two zeros, so we move our decimal place to the left twice, $9.80. Our original price was $28, and we need to subtract $9.80. You guys know I added my zeros so they could be placeholders to help me subtract, okay? So 0 minus 0 equals 0. I can't take 8 from 0, so I have to regroup. This becomes 7, and this becomes 10. Because I'm borrowing, I'm regrouping 10 from over here. So 10 minus 8 equals 2. And 7 minus 9, I can't do that, so I have to regroup once again. That becomes 1, and that becomes 17. And 17 minus 9 is 8. And 1 minus 0, because there's nothing there, would be 1. So our new cost is $18.20. Now, some of you may have looked at this and gone, Ms. Jones, there's another way to do this, and I'm going to show you the other way to do this. If this makes sense to you, then keep it just like this, okay? If this new one makes sense, you can do it this way. Since it said discounted, that means subtract. We're subtracting this 35% from 100. So 100 minus 35 is 65 over 100 equals X over 28. Once again, we're going to come up with the same answer. You do whichever one's easier for you. So you would say 65 times 28, and that would give you 1,820 equals 100x. You divide both sides by 100, and you get x equals 1820, because you have to move your decimal place over 2 times because you have 2 zeros. So that explains how to do that one. Okay? I have one more I'm going to do with you. And this one says, Brooke has a coupon that will let her save 20% off of $50. How much will she save? Well, when you're doing a problem like this, make sure that you are reading your problem correctly. This does not ask you what the new price is. This asks you how much will she save. Okay? This asks you how much will she save. All right? Well, 20% off of $50. Okay? Let's work this out. 20% off of $50. That's her total. Then you're going to do, once again, your cross multiplication, and you end up with, let's see, 5 times 2 is 10, and then 2 zeros, that's 1,000 equals 100x. You divide both sides by 100. There's 2 zeros, take off 2 zeros, and you get, she's going to save $10. That's how much she's saving, because the question is asking how much she's saving. It's not asking how much she is purchasing, it's asking how much is she saving. Okay? Let me do a new question for you guys and put it in the on the Edpuzzle, and be sure that you show your work, and make sure that you know this answer, because who knows who I will call on tomorrow. Thank you and have a great day.